We are a large, energetic conglomerate of light who has long been a steadfast spiritual ally and guardian to humanity and to the many beings, energies, and councils who stand with and by humanity. We are here, our dear ones, to bring clarity, to bring reassurance, and as always to bring guidance. This guidance is always provided and offered whether or not you are aware of us and whether or not you actively ask for guidance. We are marching through a turning point in this year of the conduit. We begin an eclipse series that I'd like to share some details about. I'm assuming you're aware that eclipses generally come in twos and they represent a resetting of energy. To me, it's like the magnetics of the sun and moon amplify and nullify simultaneously because of their alignment. A lunar eclipse feels like it works with the inner aspects, the subconscious, the subtle bridge. A solar eclipse feels like it focuses on the external expression. These two are never truly separate, both affect each other. While there is so much more to eclipses that an astrologer will provide, I draw forth the glorious vibrations of love from the Creator and channel them into your being. Allow these vibrations to activate love that is already present within your being. The love that aligns you with the Creator and your Creator relationship held within your being. When we share love with another being from the truth and essence of our being, and calling it forth from the Creator to flow through our being, we are sharing love with another. However, more importantly, we are activating the same within them so that they may be a beacon of love as well. Today, I wish to continue with our discussion concerning manifestation. It is a time in ascension when everyone is discussing manifesting, even on the inner planes. There are so many discoveries, evolutions, and even challenges that are being set connected to manifesting. Perhaps you don't see yourself that way, but can you see yourself that way in this moment? Because we are connected heart to heart, fingers to fingers. Yes, I have fingers. We are connected by our wombs. We are connected by our chest area, by our legs, by our feet, for you are also like a tree. This tree of life is one that was gifted to you when humans were formed, and it always has been an inner knowing of how to be that tree. But you see, many have forgotten, and they have forgotten that the trees need to be honored. Now, of course, that is not you here, but you are here to help remind others to cherish as I cherish you. I wish that you cherish me because we are in this partnership. Even though I am your mother, sometimes mothers sacrifice all, don't they, for their children? And yes, I have sacrificed much. But I depend on you to help with all those who are not quite understanding yet that my body, the earth, is sacred. So when you celebrate my trees and the birthday, it sends a warmth. A heart warmth throughout all of the trees, and it then goes into the earth, and we are able to spread that throughout our planet. My planet, your planet. It goes into the waters, and everyone who is drinking it gets a taste, a little thought that says, oh my. A hesitation before taking a step that would be harmful to the earth, or even a step that is harmful to another one. Spiritual sources say that you shouldn't be excessively attached. But don't you need a large amount of attachment to your spiritual path in order to have the discipline to sit down and do some spiritual practice every day? You should focus on love and light. But isn't that kind of naive in a world where dark controllers are trying to enact depopulation and kill most people? Shouldn't you be practical? Tunia once said to drop the concept of good and evil because so much judgment and hate and feelings of being better than them comes with it. Yet, us galactics are fighting evildoers. Isn't that contradictory? We're told that duality is bad, But when you really drill down to it, you could label pretty much any message as being dualistic in some way. Eating when you're hungry is dualistic. Locking your front door is dualistic. So, what gives? Some sources say that all you need is love, or all you need is to be present in the current moment. Yet, endless messages get written regardless. So is just being present all you need, or not? Should you focus on improving your own life and doing your own spiritual practice, or should you focus on helping others? So, as you can see, there are a lot of messages that say at least seemingly contradictory things. Now, in a lot of cases, these things aren't actually contradictory. For example, helping yourself is a valid path, and helping others is also a valid path. And from a high enough perspective, both of these things are sort of equivalent because all is one. The company of heaven shared with me the sacred knowledge revealing the greatest need of the hour for each step of the divine plan. Then, the lightworkers at Era of Peace distributed this information free of charge in as many ways as possible. During the past 50 years, the beings of light from the realms of illumined truth, whom I refer to as the company of heaven, revealed that you and I and the rest of humanity were allowed to embody on Earth during this auspicious time. Because we have been preparing for lifetimes for this divine mission. They assured us that we are ready and that everything we need in order to accomplish this seemingly miraculous divine mission is pulsating within the divinity of our heart flames. We are now in the midst of what is known as the shift of the ages. This is an event that involves the whole of creation and occurs only once in every several million years. Because of our fall from grace eons ago, Mother Earth was in danger of not making it through the shift of the ages. Mercifully, in an act of unparalleled divine grace, our God initiated an urgent final plan that was set into motion with the divine intent of helping Mother Earth and all life evolving upon her to transmute our human miscreations and to reclaim our rightful place in the universe. At this time, I know outer appearances make it seem as though Mother Earth and all life evolving upon her are spiraling into an abyss of chaos and confusion, but this is an illusion. Our God have assured us that the light of God is always victorious and that we are that light. The painful chaos we are witnessing and experiencing is going to be temporary. We wish for you to know that we are like all energies. We are connected to Source. We are an active conglomerate that echoes the light, the energy, and the love of Source. It is an energy that is manifested into action, and the way in which this guidance is received within the hearts of humanity is through epiphanies, realizations, and action. And understand that first, the way in which the energies are received within the human psyche, within the human consciousness, lands as an energy. For some, it is a realization. For some, it is a knowing. And for many others, particularly those who are clairsentient and empathic, it is a feeling. However, these energies land within you. Know that they are seeds of energy that provide insight and guidance. And how that guidance takes hold and manifests within each of you is different. What we wish for you to understand is that all energies are seated at the unconscious and through a variety of different means. They surface and emerge at the conscious level. How they connect into consciousness depends on the individual, their openness and their willingness to open up to and to recognize these energies. But like all seeds, they flourish, they bloom. And they bloom in a variety of different ways. They begin to take shape as energies and as sentiments. Life has patterns of organization to it that are also constantly changing, sometimes chaotically. Life has patterns of chaos that are constantly reorganizing, sometimes magically. This eclipse is calling us to refine our clarity of thought and feeling, and refuse responsibility that is not ours to carry. This was summed up in a recent article with "What have you not entrusted to the unconditionality of the universe?" It struck me how often I will hold on to figuring things out that are not mine to handle. Of course, we're meant to choose, take actions, and create. We are life in human form. Life creates through us. But as we become aware of the vast, subtle engine that builds worlds, we go with the flow of our actions in a different way. This brings us to the solar eclipse in Aries. Aries is the cardinal fire sign that warms life anew. New ideas, new actions, new paths through you. One thing that I wish to share with you about manifestation. Imagine that which you wish to manifest is like the most delicate feather or the most delicate flower. Something that, if you held it too tightly, you would crush or damage it. When you are manifesting an idea, you're holding that idea with the same gentle hold. You are allowing yourself to keep hold of that idea, however, you are not crushing it. This can be immensely challenging because if the idea is something that you dream of and that is very meaningful to you, you will want to put all your desire into manifesting the idea. However, there is a need to hold the idea with gentleness, certainty, and trust, energizing the idea. Giving it your love, thinking about it, but with a joyous vibrations of freedom, love, success, and fulfillment. You may wish to activate these qualities within your being. You can ask your soul to bring these qualities forth, recognizing them within your heart space and radiating them outwards, especially to your idea that you wish to manifest. This can be done, especially if you are feeling worried or anxious about the manifestation of your idea, as any worries will push the idea away from you. So you are holding the idea in your mind and in your being with gentleness, but also with certainty, trust, and faith. You're energizing it with wonderful qualities, and these qualities can be what you perceive you will embody when the manifestation takes place. If you use the qualities you perceive you will embody, you are already beginning to embody the manifestation, drawing it closer into your being and into your reality. That is the power that you have. I know you do not think of yourself as that, but you can think of yourselves as my special children. I do not have favorites. I love you all equally, but certain of my children, I call on for assistance, for help, and when we do that, more is happening than you even know. Now, just as you come to help me by celebrating, by eating my fruits with sacred intention and blessings and appreciation, so do I appreciate you. So I ask you now to feel this connection and to know that as you send to me, I send to you, and so I say thank you. My loves, my ones, and so I bring to you now for the reverence, for the care that you are giving me with my birthday of the trees. I send this back to you, multiplied more than you can even understand. For some people, it is optimal to focus on love and light, and for others, it is optimal to focus on practically working against the dark controllers in some ways. It is possible to work against the dark controllers without judging them or being emotionally hostile to them. Once you embrace that you are in fact a reincarnating soul, it may become possible to focus on love and light, or focus on your spiritual practice, or focus on helping others without being excessively preoccupied with what the dark controllers are doing. Because after all, on the most fundamental level, you are safe. Still, in some cases, contradictions may seem hard to resolve. Then what should you do? Well, I would give up the Earth-human idea that there is only one universal truth that applies to everyone. Instead, I would adopt the idea that perspectives are your toolbox, and you can work with them as appropriate. So, for example, the idea of go with the flow is one valid perspective. It is one useful tool that you can apply as is useful. And the idea of have discipline and do your standard spiritual practice regularly is another valid perspective and is another useful tool to have in your toolbox. Which of these two is the one universal truth? Is the one universal truth that you should go with the flow? Or that you need to have discipline and be regular in your chosen spiritual practice? Well, neither of those two really is the one universal truth, because some people should be going with the flow more, and other people should have more discipline about their chosen practice. Some people should care more about what others think, and some people should care less about what others think. And both of those perspectives, you should care more about what others think, and you should care less about what others think, are useful tools that you can keep in your toolbox, and you can use them as appropriate. We knew it was going to be this way when we volunteered to embody on Earth. We agreed to come anyway because we were shown the whole picture, and we clearly saw how essential our assistance would be. At this time, humanity is receiving divine intervention from our awakening consciousness. We are also benefiting from the collaboration with our God and the company of heaven in ways that have never before been attempted in any system of worlds. The masses of humanity now have the opportunity to experience a unique awakening and manifestation in 2025. That means that people everywhere will benefit tremendously by having access to the encouraging and empowering sacred knowledge that has been given to us from on high, describing what has and what is actually happening on Earth. A few years ago, we at Era of Peace were asked by the Company of Heaven to compile this heart-based and life-enhancing information into a book so that humanity would have convenient access to this information without having to search through all of our archives. What we wish for you to know is that humanity and all individuals are guided by a myriad of energies. Some of these are opposing or oppositional energies. Sometimes they are driven and motivated by the ego, which often is guided by fear or seeks to avoid fear. But there are also higher energies, energies that connect into each of you through your higher self. Through Source, for you are all inherently and innately animated by Source energies. The ego, our dear ones, is what formulates opinions, views, and reactions, which often serves to divide you through different opinions, through different needs or wants, and divides you through fear and fabricated divisions. When you all learn to recognize how your ego mind shapes you, how it triggers various fears and worries within you, you are then invited to ask yourself what you want and what you need at a higher level. And this is when you move from the realm of ego-based fear into a higher realm of source-centered values and energies. And what we wish for you to know is that for the majority of individuals, what they need, desire, and value is far more similar. Most humans strive for peace, harmony, joy, and well-being. Those are the inherent values that allow you each to link into higher consciousness. When you allow yourself to move away from the ego needs and focus on the values that unite humanity, you understand that these divisions that you over-focus on are quite small. They are ballooned, they are overemphasized. And it is a power, an inherent ability, that you each have to see and rise above those fabricated ego divisions and to begin to unite. Even spiritually and energetically, with with all other individuals, regardless of what may divide you. It is unity consciousness. It exists and flows through each of you, uniting and binding you through love. How that love manifests and is interpreted and experienced can be through the common desire for peace, harmony, justice, dignity, compassion, love and acceptance, among many other values. When you learn to focus on the values that you all need and want, you understand the inherent connection that exists within humanity. Reset your reactions into inner actions of loving opportunity. What new possibilities are just beneath the surface waiting to bloom? Freedom within is such love flow that positives and negatives are opportunities of new creation through you. Time marches on. September's reflection will show you time's grace and change's pace. Growing pains at times turns untamed. Your inner world is universal patterns framed. Choice and action are life ingrained in lines on your diamond face. September comes round again as summer ends and the fall begins to colour your world with the rainbow's bend. Not always visible, conditions reveal dimensional appeal. Look deeper within at what is beneath. The lunar eclipse in Pisces pulls the shallows deep. The reflection pool warps faces masks and the blood bones beneath lose the strength of grasp. It's not a muscles world anymore. It's a watery grave or a blessed shore. Spent muscles recognize unconscious grace swims life more. How did we get here from sunny days to a storm so swift that it had hardly a gaze? Fear not, dear blessing. There is always a rainbow in the haze of water and air in your earthly maze. When doubts and fears do arise, you can return to your space of embodiment of the qualities of the manifestation. However, you will also wish to ask the fears and the doubt what message they have for you, what they are trying to share with you or alert you to. Then you can discover for yourself whether these fears are needed or not. Maybe the fears are needed and there is a need to reevaluate your manifestation. Maybe they are simply unneeded and are old habits that are arising. Then you may be inspired to take action. It is important to create many pathways for the manifestation to enter into your reality. Open your being up energetically, but also open yourself up in your reality. Allow yourself to be guided. Where do you need to be? What do you need to say? What actions are required? The more you look at the fears, the doubts, the worries, and the stresses that come forth, you will also notice that these stresses come into your physical body. When you are incubating your manifestation, you might notice that pains occur in your physical body, or you might develop an illness or a cold, a sore throat or a headache. These are fears working their way out, but they also require your attention. What are they trying to tell you? Why have they come forth now? Which part of the body are they being held within? Which part of the body requires cleansing and listening to? You begin to form a relationship, not only with yourself, with the Creator, but also with your manifestation. A relationship that is a discussion where you realize what is required to manifest your idea and what needs your attention or your release or cleansing. This relationship, especially with the Creator and yourself, and the idea and yourself, is the process of manifesting the idea. Then you may be inspired to take action. It is important to create many pathways for the manifestation to enter into your reality. So open your being up energetically and also open yourself up in your reality. Allow yourself to be guided. Where do you need to be? What do you need to say? What actions are required? If you're trying to manifest new friends or a loved one, and yet you are choosing to stay in your home or only going to places that you always go to, then you are blocking and hindering the manifestation. Whereas, if you choose to go out and meet new people and go to new places, you are creating pathways for the manifestation to enter into your reality. You are becoming a power force for the manifestation. How do you know which tool you should use when? Well, that is where wisdom and intuition and guidance comes in. There are also some perspectives that are only useful at a higher level of consciousness, and other training wheel perspectives that are useful at a lower level of consciousness. For example, the idea that all you need is love and light is the perfect thing to teach to a spiritual novice, because love is so fundamental. But a more spiritually advanced person needs to learn that being kind and loving in the normal way is only the appropriate thing to do 90% or 95% of the time. The other 5 to 10% of the time you should call out dysfunction, or be firm with someone, or not tolerate the intolerable, etc. So, which is the true perspective, that all you need is love and light, or that you need strength and wisdom too? Well, I would advise love and light to the spiritual novice. And I would advise love and strength and wisdom to the more spiritually advanced person who has already learned the lesson of love. Higher perspectives aren't necessarily better than lower perspectives, because higher perspectives often come from non-physical beings, and you don't have the luxury of being non-physical at the moment. Therefore, you need to care about lower concerns that higher non-physical beings don't have to worry about. Furthermore, some higher consciousness lessons may be counterproductive if low consciousness people try to learn them. If someone is told that strength is important before they've learned about the importance of love, then that can encourage behavior. Similarly, teaching someone about the concept of flow, if they don't yet have any kind of discipline or good routines, can lead to a situation where the person misuses the concept of flow in order not to do useful, unpleasant things. So, it's best to not focus on which perspective is the one ultimate truth, and instead to see which perspective is useful for you at the present moment. Also, if there seems to be a perpetual culture war between two things, then probably both sides have some good points and some blind spots, and neither side has the ultimate truth. So, for example, is mainstream left-wing politics or mainstream right-wing politics the one universal truth? Well, neither of them is. Both sides have their strengths and their flaws. Ultimately, mainstream left-wing politics is the unintegrated feminine, and mainstream right-wing politics is the unintegrated masculine. And you can't really throw away either the feminine or the masculine without unbalancing things. You are a human race who shares an energy, and the energy that flows within each of you is what you perpetuate and give to humanity and all those around you. So it is important in every moment where you are feeling unsettled or divided or at odds with those around you to look into their hearts, to see the light and the humanity within them, and to recognize that each individual who perhaps stands next to you, with you, or on the opposite side of a fabricated spectrum, that inherently they are the same. They are the same heart, they are the same light. They too wish to love you and themselves. They too wish to smile back at you, so connect your hearts to the hearts of all others. Allow this energy and this very powerful exercise to be the bond of harmony, for harmony is what you all need. We are here to amplify this energy. We are here to reinstate it and reinvigorate it within each of you. It is your right to live in peace. It is your desire to live in love, and it is also your want to be joyful and joyous at all times. How you allow yourself to feel that enhances your ability to gift that to others, and in turn, to receive it from others. Remember, our dear ones, what do you sow, you reap. Your values, all that you want, are similar at the energetic level. Allow that to be the bridge that unites and that bonds you. This is a power and an inherent ability that we are simply here to remind you of, to allow you to remember. It is your choice to live harmoniously and in peace, so learn to connect with that within and extend that energy to those around you. And you may marvel at what unfolds within this beautiful human collective. There will come a time when your delicate idea held with your delicate hands will ask to be released from your hands and from your mind. This will be a liberating experience. It might feel as if you are simply letting go of the idea, but it's not giving up, nor is it willing the idea to come forth, thrusting it out into the universe. The idea will be ready to fly, whether it flows to the universe of the Creator to create its magic, or whether it flows deep into your soul to further the manifestation. When you find that it is time to let go of your idea, you'll feel a liberation and contentment. It will be that your body and being has manifested or embodied the manifestation, the energy of it, and you are letting go of it to complete its final process. You will feel fine letting go of it. It will feel appropriate and needed. You will almost feel that the manifestation is so close that it's already embodied within your being. It is in those moments that grounding is terribly important, feeling connected with Mother Earth and a knowingness that you are an embodiment of your manifestation. Being in a space of love, of freedom and liberation for yourself, and contentment. It is often that is how you receive your manifestation. It opens the door and you will find that it will come into your reality with more magic and miracles, and far greater than you could have possibly imagined. Often you achieve this without even realizing it. Think of all the things you've manifested in your reality. Even the food that you eat, you had to take action to create that food. The food was an idea. Maybe it was an idea that more food was needed. You are constantly manifesting. However, when you try to manifest something that is deeply meaningful to you, this is when the learning and the discovery is needed, but it is also immensely valuable. A learning that will never be forgotten, and that will always support you in any lifetime area of your ascension. Remember that you are manifesting your ascension as well. And what do you think of your ascension?